In our last video, we unveiled the reality of fragile spirituality, how certain modern practices can inadvertently entangle us in fear and isolation, hindering us from fully embracing life. Today, we're transitioning from mere awareness to actionable steps. This isn't a philosophical discussion, it's your practical guide to cultivating what we call resilient spirituality. In part 1 of this series, we identified the 3 signs of fragile spirituality: the overprotection of energy, spiritual bypassing, and performative spiritual identity. Today, we're going beyond identification into transformation. Because recognizing these patterns is only the first step. Now it's time to build something stronger. But before we delve deeper, it's crucial to grasp an essential truth. This isn't about becoming invincible. It's about becoming unshakable. There's a profound difference. Invincibility is an illusion, a spiritual fantasy. Unshakability is the mark of true spiritual maturity. Let's begin with what we term the protection paradox, the counterintuitive reality that the more we attempt to shield ourselves from negativity, the more susceptible we become. Consider the wisdom of the Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who taught that we cannot control external events, only our responses to them. By constantly trying to avoid adversity, we weaken our inner resilience. Similarly, Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching advises embracing the flow of life without resistance. He writes, "The soft overcomes the hard, the slow overcomes the fast." By yielding and accepting, we become stronger. Think of your spiritual resilience like a muscle. If you never face resistance, the muscle doesn't grow. But with mindful exposure and proper support, it becomes stronger. Reflect on the journey of Siddhartha Gautama, logically, who became the Buddha. After years of extreme asceticism, he realized that neither indulgence nor severe deprivation led to enlightenment. He discovered the middle way, a path of balance and moderation. By facing his inner demons under the Bodhi tree, not avoiding them, he attained unshakable peace. Inspired by such teachings, I introduced the open shield technique. Ground yourself deeply. Anchor your presence in the here and now, much like the Buddha did. Expand your awareness. Instead of contracting in fear, open your heart to encompass all experiences. Transform energy through compassion. Use challenges as opportunities to cultivate empathy and understanding. Practicing this technique, you'll find yourself becoming a beacon of strength, not by shielding against the world, but by embracing it. Here's a grounding exercise inspired by ancient traditions. Posture. Sit comfortably with a straight spine or stand firmly. Visualize roots. Imagine roots growing from your feet or base, deeply anchoring into the earth. Connect with earth energy. Feel the stability and nourishment rising up through these roots. Expand your field. Allow this energy to fill your body and extend outward, creating a sphere of balanced energy around you. Embrace unity. Recognize your connection to all living beings through this shared earth. This practice is more than visualization. It's a way to cultivate inner stability. Now, let's discuss applying this in daily life. A common myth in some spiritual circles is that we must avoid negative environments. Yet, some of the most enlightened figures engage directly with the world's challenges. Consider Socrates, who walked the streets of Athens, engaging in dialogues with people from all walks of life. He didn't avoid uncomfortable conversations. He sought them out to uncover deeper truths. Another example is Saint Francis of Assisi, who exemplified this by embracing the lepers of his time, transforming fear into compassion. Drawing from these examples, I offer the sacred method for maintaining spiritual integrity in challenging situations. The letter S, representing sense. Observe your surroundings and your reactions without immediate judgment. The letter A, representing accept. Embrace the reality of the situation. The letter C, representing center. Return to your inner core of peace. The letter R, representing radiate. Emit compassion and understanding. The letter E, representing engage, interact authentically and purposefully. The letter D, representing digest, reflect on the experience afterward to glean wisdom. This method is about presence, not protection. It's about being so grounded in your essence that external turbulence doesn't unanchor you. Let's begin with one of the most common challenges in the spiritual journey, encountering energy vampires. This is where many of you might be thinking about our discussion of boundaries from the last video. Yes, boundaries are essential, but there's a crucial difference between boundaries rooted in fear and boundaries rooted in power. Let's explore what that really means. First, we need to understand a profound truth. Energy vampires aren't always to be feared. Of course, your discernment is key, as some truly may be people that you should avoid at all costs, especially if this is connected to any type of criminality, danger to your physical person or to others. Removing those exceptions, energy vampires are often wounded souls unconsciously seeking what they lack within themselves. This understanding alone transforms how we handle these encounters. The key to dealing with energy vampires lies in maintaining strong boundaries while staying compassionate. When you feel that familiar drain, that sudden fatigue or overwhelming urge to retreat, recognize it as a signal. Your body is telling you something important. Instead of reacting with fear or anger, pause and ground yourself deeply into earth energy. Imagine your energy field as clear, unbreakable crystal. When you need to set boundaries, do so with grace and clarity. You might say, "I hear you, and I need to take care of my energy right now." Or, "Let's continue this conversation when we're both refreshed." The power lies not in the specific words, but in the grounded strength behind them. Instead of resisting their energy pull, transform it through what I call the fountain technique. Connect to source energy above you and let it flow through you like a magnificent fountain. Create an overflow of energy that others can access without depleting your personal reserves. This satisfies their unconscious need while protecting your own energy field. Guide them gently toward finding their own connection to source. Ask questions that empower versus building bridges. Share resources and practices that have helped you. But remember, you're not responsible for their journey. You're simply illuminating the path. Throughout these interactions, stay anchored in your power. Begin each day with deep grounding meditation and regular energy checks. After challenging encounters, cleanse your field and replenish with source energy. This isn't about becoming invulnerable. It's about maintaining your spiritual sovereignty while serving as a beacon for others. When you find yourself in dense or negative environments, whether it's a challenging workplace, a difficult family gathering, or a heavy public space, you have the power to transform the energy without absorbing it. This requires mastery of what we call the transformation protocol. As you enter any space, do so with full consciousness. Imagine pure light filling the entire area. Create an energetic filtration system with golden light above, pure, white light below, and crystal clear boundaries around you. This isn't about blocking energy, it's about transforming it. Connect deeply to your heart center and activate a feeling of joy or peace. Lock in this frequency like tuning a radio to your favorite station. Use physical anchors, perhaps a crystal or ring, to remind you to check your frequency regularly. Sacred mantras or brief energy resets can help you stay aligned. Become a lighthouse in the storm. Ground yourself strongly, connect to source, and allow yourself to be a channel for divine light. Your stable presence alone can help transform the energy of an entire space. The key is to maintain this presence without trying to force change. The most advanced practice in toxic environments is what we call energy alchemy. Create a constant circulation of energy. Allow dense energy to flow in, transform it through your field, and release it purified. Think of yourself as a spiritual filtration system for the space. This requires regular energetic hygiene, cleansing your field, and renewing your connection to source. When facing spiritual attacks, whether from unconscious projection or misaligned intentions, our response determines everything. The first step is recognition without fear. Notice the signs: sudden energy drops, unusual negative thoughts, persistent bad luck, or dream disturbances. Observe these patterns objectively, document them if needed, and trust your intuition. The Heart Shield technique offers powerful protection through presence. Keep your heart center open while surrounding it with golden light. Transform incoming negative energy through love and return all negativity to source. This isn't about becoming impervious. It's about becoming unwavering in your light. True masters know that the most powerful response to spiritual attack is love. Generate unconditional love from your heart center. Activate deep compassion and see the pain driving the attack. Transform the energy by sending healing light and visualizing peaceful resolution. This breaks negative cycles at their root. When negative energy accumulates, use the divine return practice. Gather the dense energy, surround it with light, and send it to source for transformation. Always fill the cleared space with pure light to prevent energy vacuums. For immediate response in challenging situations, remember the 3-breath reset. First breath, ground deeply into the earth. Second breath, center in your heart. Third breath, connect to source above. This simple practice can stabilize your energy field in moments of crisis. Practice these techniques regularly in small situations so they're second nature when bigger challenges arise. Remember, spiritual strength isn't about becoming invulnerable. It's about developing such deep roots and flexible strength that you can handle any situation with grace and wisdom. Your spiritual resilience grows through consistent practice and real-world application. Each challenging encounter is an opportunity to deepen your mastery and expand your capacity to serve as a light in this world. Trust in your inner wisdom. Stay connected to Source and know that you have the power to transform any energy you encounter. Many spiritual teachings overlook the importance of integrating our shadow, the parts of ourselves we reject or suppress. Carl Jung, the pioneering psychologist, asserted, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Here's a daily practice for shadow integration. Recognize triggers. When someone irritates or angers you, pause and reflect. Self-inquiry. Ask, what trait in this person reflects something within me? Journaling. Write down your thoughts and feelings without censorship. Compassionate acceptance. Acknowledge these traits within yourself without judgment. Integration statement. Affirm, I accept and integrate all aspects of myself. You may be wondering, how do we share our light without feeling depleted? The only answer we can share is by connecting to a source greater than ourselves. Lao Tzu teaches about this Tao, the ultimate reality that flows through all things. By aligning with the Tao, we act effortlessly and without exhaustion. To embody this, practice the fountain visualization, connection. Sit quietly and focus on your breath. Alignment. Visualize a stream of pure, infinite energy descending from above into your being. Overflow. Allow this energy to fill you completely and then overflow naturally to those around you. Effortless sharing. Engage with others from this overflow, not from your personal reserves. By doing this, you become a channel for universal energy, sharing light without depleting yourself. Mahatma Gandhi faced immense adversity while leading India's non-violent resistance. He taught that true strength comes from inner peace and unwavering principles. Gandhi said, "Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will." His daily practices of meditation, prayer, and fasting fortified his spirit. Remember, true spiritual resilience isn't about becoming impervious to life's challenges. It's about developing such deep roots that no storm can uproot you, and such flexible strength that you can bend without breaking. As we close today's journey, let's return to where we started. Remember in our last video, when we talked about how modern spirituality often teaches us to hide our light. we exposed how the spiritual industry can profit from keeping you small, afraid, and constantly seeking protection. Today, we've moved beyond that limitation into true spiritual power. We've explored ancient wisdom from masters who didn't hide from the world. They transformed it. We've learned practical techniques that don't just protect your light. They help it grow stronger through engagement. But here's what makes this journey so powerful. It's not just about personal transformation. Every time you choose to engage instead of withdraw, to transform energy instead of avoiding it, to shine your light instead of hiding it, you create a ripple effect that touches countless lives. Think about it. What if Jesus had decided to protect his energy instead of dining with tax collectors? What if Buddha had stayed in isolation instead of teaching? What if Gandhi had chosen spiritual bypass instead of engaging with Britain's colonial rule? The techniques we've explored today, the open shield, the sacred method, the shadow integration practices, these aren't just spiritual techniques, they're tools for revolution, a revolution that begins in your heart and ripples out to transform the world. In this video, we claim for you that the era of fragile spirituality is over on your path to a better life.